Well, hello there. This is Mark. I'm with Perpetual Wealth Partners, and I'm just going to do a really quick, simple explanation of how this Forex Estimator template works. This is version 5. Been changing it a little bit here and there, tweaking it. So let's go ahead and start with a $10,000 payment. And the reason we do that is because over here, we don't want the margins to close us down in a trade when we're over leveraged. So if you start with a $10,000 account, then you should be sufficient with using a robot or a bot or a Forex trading bot like Quantum. Quantum is a good one. They're showing like a 16%, but let's go back to 10%. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put $10,000 in the account. Enter. So now you can see the populace of the account. 10,000 at 10% puts $1,000 into the account, and the new balance is 11,000. The next month it's 1,100, and it's added here. The new balance is 12,1, and then the next month at the end of the month it's 13,310. Now you can beat that by changing your lot sizes after every trade. It would be nice if the bot would give you an option to add a lot size, which would be a 0.01 addition every time the bot opened a trade. And if it won, it would change the next one to 0.02, 0.03, etc. So it costs exactly $10,700 to buy a license. So we'll place that into the equation right there. And this will be for the next license. We already paid $10,700 for the first license to trade in this basin 1. So to go ahead and license fee for basin 2, there we go. License fee for basin 2 will be $10,700, and we will put $10,000 into the account. So where's 30? It's right here. This is it. Let's double check this now. $10,000. So this will change the numbers a little bit. And we don't actually have to pay this fee right there. We'll put 0 in there so that we make more money. We don't really want to take it out until the very end. So let's take the $10,700 out right then. There we go. And we're up to 86,000. All right, so let's go to basin 2 and see what got installed here. All right, should have been $10,000. Let's see. I'll have to go back and work on this. So anyway, it should be 10,000. And then let's see which one of these is. Yeah, okay, this is not the right one. But anyway, it'll help for the proof here. So then we take out the licensing fee and the 10,000 for the next one. So we'll do 20,700. That's what we'll take out, and that left $2,000. So you remember the rule. The rule is do not ever leave less than $10,000 in your trading account. So, okay, so we need to go down here somewhere else where we can take it out. So it was 20,700. So that's going to be close to 31,000 right there. So we'll do it right here. 20,700. All right, we took that out, and we had 10,000 left in the account. So that's good. Now, Basin 3, the license fee cost us. So what we'll do is put in 10,000 here, and we'll hit enter. All right, and let's just say we had 3, and we went all the way up to $500,000 in each account before we started spilling over into the next basin, which is right here on the end of the 62nd month. And then basin 2, we have 170 at 62, and basin 1. So this is, well, we got 2.9 million over here. Let's see, what do we have in here? We have 10%. We changed that to 10%. So let's change this to see if we actually got a 16% return, how much better that would be. 62. And that would be about $93 million. So you'd probably have to have spilled over into about 10 basins by that point in time. But let's change this to 16. Okay, so then basin 2, I want to change that to also 16. And then basin 3, also to 16. All right, so basically at the end of the 27th month, we would be doing fairly well. So what you could do is go back to basin 1, build yourself a timeline, and say you started this on, say, January. Well, let's say you started it on March. Let's say you started it April 1st, and you took 6,000 or 5,000 or 4,000, whatever, and let you put into your Roth, and you put, let's say, okay, so I'm 64, and so I can put 6,500 in there. So I put 6,500 before April 15th, and then after April 15th, I put another 6,500 because you're allowed 6,500 per year. Now I have $13,000 in my Roth. So let's call this a Roth, and I've got $13,000 in there. And, well, at the end of month 6, we're making about $4,368 a month, tax-free, because it's in my Roth IRA. and I put the account in an LLC, limited liability company, 100% owned by my Roth IRA. So let's take a look at this now. Our very first month, we made $2,000 in our Roth. This is at 16%. Let's look at it more conservatively at the 6.53, which stays even with compounding monthly for what do you call it? For the inflationary rate. So right now it's at 6.53 inflationary rate. So to stay even, your money, if you took $13,000 in there, stay even, it would be all through here. It would be simple that you need to stay where we're at. And I can't imagine bread or butter or chickens and steaks. Well, steaks are the worst one. Or even a gallon of gas would go up from $4 or $22 for the steaks or whatever, would go up from here at a 6.53 inflationary rate, but it very well could, and it just might. And then we need to get a better economy and get all those prices down to where we can literally make 4% on a monthly basis to stay even. Well, that's 400%. It just for fun, let's see how much that number wipes everybody out. Yeah, it's a 400%. What I meant was 4%. All right. Well, that was kind of fun seeing those numbers go off the chart. All right. So I'm going to expect 10% average just to be reasonable. But you can see the numbers when you toggle this back between 4% and you're at 520 the first month, and 6.53 to stay even with money. Went from 520 to 848. Think about how much $300 will buy at the grocery store. And then let's go to 10%. See, it goes from 848 to 1,300. There you go, another $500. I'm expecting to get at least 10% out of the bot. And you can, and I'll shoot videos of how I actually get more out of the bot. So I'm going to try to maintain at least a 16% average over the year. And that's even $2,000 a month on my Roth. And then let's see. So this would be end of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So April 16th, the next month, I'll just go ahead and add the next month. 6,500. So to add, you have to put a negative sign in here. So you go negative 6,500 and put my maximum Roth in here. Now watch this. We're already at 103. So what are we going to be at after I add the 6,500 in there? So at the end of the next month, we're kicking up there. So let's take a look at it from right here. Watch this cell right there. And we'll go back here and turn this to 0. So we're at 476,000. And how much lower is it going to be? 400 what? 6,500 minus 6,500. So that's adding to the account size. So we have 13,000 in there, and it should be more than that. Let's see. So hit enter. Starting amount 13,000. All right. So anyway, got a little bit of work to do. I think I already fixed it. I think there's an older version. But anyway, all right. So saw a little problem in my math coprocessing there. So 472,000 just by adding the 6,500. Now that's on the 15th month. So let's go. This is April, May. That was April. This is May. So we'll look for May again. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So May is another negative 6,500, which I don't think I put that in the calculator. So that would be like 729 if it's in the calculator. Yeah, I put it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and change that cell. Well, I'll do it later. So anyway, we'll put a 0 in there so we know which one we want to change. And then May, so June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. And this would be another 0. Might as well do it for the whole table. Let's see, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 0. And then June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 0. These are my maximum contributions to my Roth. Notice my Roth is worth over 151 million already on my 63rd month. 14 years. If you were 47 right now and you started this when you were 60 years old, you could start taking out money out of it because this is 14 years old. On the 14th year, you would have some money in there. So anyway, this number should be getting bigger than that because you're depositing money into it. But you don't have to deposit money into it at all, except for one time, and your account's going to be large enough not to worry about it. But now, okay, so let's talk about what happens when your account starts getting too large. You need to start looking for fourplexes to build, buy, etc. Buy the lot, get a 70% loan for a construction loan going vertical, and then you've got instant equity in the production of the fourplex, or maybe you need to build an eightplex or two fourplexes and one side by side. So you get up to a certain level, a fourplex lot could cost you 100,000. So you see when you're down here, on basin 1. Now remember, you got basin 2 here also. And what's going on with basin 2? Um, it's owned by your Roth IRA, and you just built another. You built another bank account for it, equity bank, I call them, and then work it out from there. Remember, you got one in basin 3 also. You took the 27,000 out, put the 10,000 in, and paid the $10,500 fee for the licensing fee. Now, they charge more for larger accounts, so it's a one-time fee. So if you want to keep trading this and it goes over 100,000, then all you got to do is pull the money out of your Roth and pay them the extra for the fee for the growth. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to release this to my members, and a lifetime membership would be interesting if you had 10 licenses. Of course, 10 licenses times 10,700 is $107,000. So the secret is, how can you get fewer licenses, not have your brokers, stop you from making all this money? I doubt if you're going to make $1 billion in one account, but it's possible that the robot would be intelligent enough. Of course, you're going to have to buy the extended licenses. The first one's 10,700. Then when your account gets so high, then you have to buy the extended license. So I don't have the extended license expense put in this chart. So also, I'm not pulling taxes out. Assuming you're going to deposit before April 15th, the maximum amount, and move it to a self-directed IRA, a Roth IRA, which means that you won't be paying any tax on it after you're 59 and a half years old when you want to draw some out. So let's say you're 47 and you're going to put 14 years into it. And what is your Roth going to be worth with an LLC with 10 trading licenses? It's going to be worth quite a bit. So let's take a look at it. Let us change this to a full screen. There we go. And all right, so trying to breathe here. Can't see anything. Been looking at the screen all day, building these formulas inside of the cells. And well, anyway, here we go. You ready? Take a look at this. And let's just go to the accumulated totals, basins 1 through basins 10. All right, so in year 1, I'm 64, so in year 1, the end, I would be 65, and I would have made 21,000 in my Roth. And the running totals are over here. You can't total them going down these columns because this is the latest value of it. So this is what you're worth at any given moment. And the total net worth is down here, about 105 million from building these. Now you got to remember that these are still going down here. I didn't bother adding it up, so it's worth way more than what it appears to be. There we go. So on this 30th year, you would basically put in the actual real numbers. And they would all add up, and this number 105 million would be much, much higher. Even if we just went down and we locked all these in. This is for 30 years, so every year you're going to make some money. Anyway, so let's just go back. You want to have some fun, figure out how to build as few basins as possible to make $1 trillion. There you go. So, trying to figure out what these little green signs are. Aha. So, let's go like this. And let's protect the cells. All right, shouldn't be doing this. We'll do it later. Anyway, you'll want to download this and just kind of fill it out. And so let's go look at basin 1. It starts in basin 1. Anyway, basin 1. And there's nothing in this cell except for $10,000. So let's go 0 on it and just show you. Guess you can't. What's going on here? We're pretty hard at this. F13. Where's F13? Where's F13? Right there. Why does it say F13? I'm always having fun with these cells, huh? That says 0, but I think it's probably protected. Locked. No, it's not protected. So why can't I edit that cell? Can I edit this one? Yep. Just give me this. Probably won't let me do it for some reason. All right. So it's not letting me edit that, but let's say we put it in for, say, 20,000. Well, let me edit that. Nope. It is not letting me edit. Now, I wonder why. Oh, it just did. I guess it's, you have to hit out of the thing. All right, so go back here and put in 0. Now that it's working. All right, yeah, it's working. All right, so don't worry about all these negative numbers over here. Let's just concentrate on putting a deposit in there. So the negative numbers are just because the formula works no matter what. But you got to put a minimum of $10,000 in here. There we go. Now it's populated everything. But now what I want to do is I want you to see what happens if you get some extra money in there. Like, let's say you took your Roth and you moved 50,000 out of your Roth IRA over here, and you pumped in 50,000. Watch these numbers explode. Let's just go down here and look at this number. See, it goes from 300,000 to 1.7 million in 2 years. So why would you leave 50,000 in your Roth IRA if you could put it over here and make 1.75 million? Now, what's interesting is I went this way, and if you kept pumping in, wonder where that, oh, I know. So let's say you averaged your basin one. Okay, here we go. So your basin one, you got to come in here. You got 1.7 million. You could put in anything you want right here because it's in your Roth, and your Roth is going to open this second account. So let's say we took out, we just put 500,000 in, and our license cost us 10,700. So here we go. We took 500,000 out, but look down here. Don't even go that high. Let's see, these numbers down here are, now notice that's all we did was we just did basin one. Let's go to basin two and see what just happened to basin two because we put 500,000 in. And obviously it went nuts. Now we're going to take this one out and we're going to put $1 million in. And see what happens. All right. All right, so I'm not going to look down here. It's going to be shocking to see what's down here. It says 258 million. Is that true or false? This must equal 0. Well, I put $500,000 in, so it's going to show right there. And it's showing more deposits than more interest in deposits than I made. So this number would have to have the $500,000 added back in. But okay, I was just double checking my equations. They don't really mean anything. So Boom. There you go. You got 258 million at the end of the ninth year. On your ninth year, you should probably figure out how to change this 14th year to the ninth year. There we go, ninth year. So I need to go in and change that on all my basins. Ninth year simulation at the 108th month. Now this is just for this basin. Most of the basins, are. So we have 325 million on this one. Let's go back and look to see how basin 2 compares. Oh, why won't you let me go? There we go. We have 258 million, but then let's go back here and look at what's going on back here. Oh yeah. Year 1. Gotta get these a little wider now. All right. So what happened was, what's most interesting is over here. Oh, hit the wrong button. There we go. We'll shorten this up. And we'll give this a color. And we're going to do red. Fill red. Let's do dark red. And then border font. There we go, font. Should be this one. Bold. 12. And white. There we go. That should be good. Maybe already aligned them. There we go. All right, so now we have the years, the 30th year. It's very interesting numbers, isn't it? On the 9th year, we made 325 million. On the 8th year, we made, that's a billion, not million. It's a billion. Back here, we were back down to 215 million. But that will all change when I go in and I change the flavor of this thing. Because we put in 50,000, put in 16%, basin 1, basin 2. We're going to move. What are we going to do? We're going to move. We're going to put in 500,000 into basin 2. At the end of 500,000, we could actually do more if you wanted to. Let's do 1 million. Hopefully 1 million works at your broker. All right. Then basin 2, we're going to go in here and do 2 million. There we go. 2,500,000. Let's see what happens now. Because in basin 3, basin 3. Basin 3, we started with 2.5 million, and let's say we get a solid 16% somehow with this robot. average across the board. You know, let's go look now. Let's see what we're doing here. We're not going to deposit $10,000. We're going to deposit $2.5 million in another one. If that works, if it doesn't work, we'll take the money out and buy a hotel. It's called the Monopoly game. We'll just do whatever we want to do at this point. So anyway, we better turn that to white. It's always fun building these things and then trying to shoot a video, and then you realize you haven't fixed every cell yet in the process. There we go. All right, you can read that one. You can see it. Okay. I wanted to do this one too. Probably just look next time for a leap. Go with white. Just make it easy for everybody to see. All right. So anyway, so now you're going to get kind of an idea. Now, if we go back to the accumulated totals, this is all simulation. Notice my numbers got too big again. A little more room. And we probably need just a little more room. Numbers going to get too big. They're too big. All right. So these numbers over here are still good. So on the 13th year, is that the most numbers? Ooh, it got in the trillions. So you know the brokers will never go for that. Who knows? Maybe they will. I doubt it. Not sure if the robot will be able to trade at that volume. But the name of the game is to pull money out and put it into a cash flow basis program and work it out from there. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy using the Forex Estimator. And started out with a $10,000. Don't get all crazy on it. So start with the first basin being $10,000. Check it out before you throw all your savings from your Roth IRA into there. There we go. Well, anyway, I was wanting to look to see what this number over here says. Well, anyway, it's down again. So basin one, the negatives. Well, there's a reason for that. We put this number in here. We'll go back to putting 10,000. There you go. 10,000 in the first run. We never changed this. We need that to be 16%. There you go. Let's see what happens to the basin three. Put 2.5 million in. Are the numbers all good? There's no negatives. That's good. 16%. That's good. Another 2.5 million. All these basins in the spillovers. Let's get this thing back up to 16%. Notice that says 2.5 million. We need to protect that cell. Now notice that this cell is entered now by putting this number in. So you just have to know how to manipulate this program. You can't automatically make the deposit except for on the 24th month on this template. Now, you could if you knew how to calculate the template out, but we'll show you that later in another video. Change the formula. Well, let's see what happened in Basin 4. Basin 4, we got 2.5 million. Well, we should have went back to Basin 4 and put in 500,000. That's a lot more workable at 500,000. Let's see, hit enter. These numbers are still large. On the 78th month, you got like billions upon billions. Now, I wonder how long or how fast you could grow your account before the brokers started noticing that you're taking all the money from everybody else because your robots are trading correctly. How long till they shut you down? So just be smart, keep the numbers low, keep these numbers over here low, and make sure you get the right broker. And we'll go from there. Let's go back to Basin 2 and only deposit 500,000. All right, now where are we at? So here we did 10,000 again, 10,000, 10,000. We could actually do 100,000. I think. Let's double check that. There we go. Basin 4, Basin 5. You might as well do another 500,000. Hit the enter sign. Basin 6, another 500,000. Funny, when I was trying to manipulate this cell up here on the other Basin 1, something was going on in the computer and it wasn't allowing me to enter anything in because it was still doing some kind of calculation. I don't know what that was all about, but it's always fun to figure out what is going on. All right, so now you're starting to see if you had money, how money makes money. Now, what's also interesting is when you do a trade, if you can figure out how to get into the trading platform, they will make you 100% return on your money every month. So I'm going to get this back to 16%. Hit that enter sign. And of course, this is just ridiculous money right now. So I don't even know if the brokers will even let you have that much money. But I'm going to the best broker in the United States. It's called Ox Securities. And the reason why we're there is because they allow us like an A broker versus a B broker. Now, if you got Chat GPT or whatever, you could probably ask the question, what's the difference between an A broker and a B broker? You know, so put $500,000 in there. Hit enter. Basin 9. We'll put $500,000 in there. right now. Basin 10. We're at basin 10 now. Let's just put something crazy in here. Just put something crazy in here. So let's see. Okay, so we got to go back to 9 to put something crazy in here. We want to do 5 million. We want a $5 million account, because in basin 10 you're just going to take money out every month. This is your Roth, tax free, every month. You could buy a new Cadillac or a Lincoln Continental or a Bentley or a model's car, which usually is those Rolls Royces, because those models actually think those cars are worth something. But they're not. All right, 5 million was too much because it put us in the negative, so we'll have to come down to 2.5 million. But it still put us in negative, so let's put 2 million in there. We can see what it takes to grow this thing up to 5 million. We'll have to go back here. There we go, 2 million. Puts like 10 million in 2 years. All right, so let's take a look. We'll just quickly look at the accumulated totals. Well, doggone it, if these numbers aren't so large, we can't even read them. They're still too large. This is a ridiculous number. This is like 4.4 trillion. Okay, we're still having trouble here with numbers. This is basin 7. For some reason, it has 4.4 trillion in there. So the numbers are interesting. That is 4.4 trillion. What happened to that one? That's basin 7. Let's go back and look. See, we're just having fun right now. I put 500,000 in that, put it up to 16%, and then took 500,000 out and put it into the next one. So we should probably go ahead and do 2 million. We could do 5 million on this one. Don't know why we couldn't do it on the other one. This is basin 7. Okay. All right. So I bet you on basin 8 we can do it. Another 5 million. And what's going to happen on basin 9? Another 5 million. And what are we going to do in basin 10? There you go. Cash out. Would you like to take some money out of your till? Take some money out your till until your coffer is absolutely full. Now, nobody knows, what's going to happen with these brokers. So you just have to be smart about all this and manipulate it so that you don't lose. Try to level out your accounts. The reason why I opened 10 is because it's going to get really big. So let's see what happens at basin 1. Basin 1. We started with the $10,000 and we hit 16%. Now, if you've got a Roth already and you aren't starting from scratch, to get this 10,000 in there, at 64, I could put 6,500 in there before April 15th and 6,500 afterwards. So that would be $13,000 is what I would actually have in there, maxed out on my Roth. Remember, this is my Roth. So when I pull money out, it's tax free. But let's see how long it takes to buy a $20 million house. With this number right here, on the end of the 80th month, the 9th year, you've got $90 billion. But let's say, okay, so let's say we wanted to take some money out, cash out. Let's go somewhere to cash out here. So once you get it so high, I don't know if you can cash it out. All right. Anyway, you can play with this for a while and just do what you want. But when you actually open a real account with real money, then you can come up here and you can start giving that the actual. Let's say you only got 10,000, so then you're worth 110,000. Right. All right. So then, what would you do to make this more like this? You would just go in here and say 4% until you're at 110. So let's try 5%. Well, let's try 9%. I think I saw that it was going to be 10. So you can put 10% in here. Now you've got a number that's equal to this one, and this is what you actually made was 10% on your first month. Now let's say you made 165,000. So now all you got to do is try to figure out how to get this number to equal 165. And that's how you manipulate this. And you can kind of see what it is that you're getting. And I was trying to show you what happened here. You're getting 510% right now return on your investment. 510% in these first 25 months. So let's take a look at this one more time here. 165, so we just need to bump this up a bit. 165 is a 10, so let's try 12. 165. So it's at 13%. So can't do that. I don't know, it was in that cell. Do you remember? I don't remember. Let's see. Oh, let's see. See, that's why you got to be careful with these things. But we'll have that so that you can't mess this thing up. Anyway, I got to go back and figure that out. So I will talk to you guys later. But right now, we're going to look at this. All we got to do is look at year one. See, we already bumped year one up to $77,000. Year two, we're at 358. Year three, we're at 2.4 million. And year four, we're at 13 million. Year five, 79 million. Year six, 465 million. And I think we bumped up here to 2.7 billion. 16.1 billion, 95.1 billion, and then we start coming back down the hill here. But anyway, you'll be able to manipulate these things and keep these things growing. But when it all comes down to the wire, you're going to make more than this if you get your 100 basins out there and you just keep building your bases. And don't forget to take your money out and put it into cash flowing apartment building complexes and hire a professional team of people. Open up your office and hire some professionals that know what they're doing. Because this number right here is 718 million, 775 billion, 14 trillion. So if you spread this thing out and keep these coffers low, and you keep spilling out, and you try to find your 10 to 20% ROI, then your growth factor is going to be real high. And don't forget to start it with a Roth. And then if they have rules and regulations, I'm sure your accountant will tell you. If you don't like your accountant, call us up at Las Vegas corporate offices, and we'll help you with our accountants in-house and our out-of-house accountants back on the East Coast, because they have a lot of wealthy people. And eventually you're going to want to put $10 million into BNY, or BNY, Bank of New York, Mellon, and Mellon Pershing. And then you're going to want to call us up at Perpetual Wealth Partners and do some kind of trade deal and start making money right away. Maybe we all focus on some gold mining, some silver mining. We just start buying up everything. Maybe we buy $1 billion NBA team or a football team. We'll buy the Raiders. Whatever you want to do. We'll just have some fun. And then don't forget, thank the good Lord for putting us on to this. Amen. Talk to you later.